ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of Lads Discuss Death Battle. Trotting his way to us is your only mate.
I'm on the treadmill.
And, I guess cutting in is Shawnee. I don't know, I tried to figure some way to segue him in.
Bates just conditioning himself to be Oregon level, at least.
Oh god, yeah, we're going to be talking about that. So yes, we are here to discuss the latest Death Battle the next time, and of course we have a special 200th episode that we recorded a while back, which is going to be edited into the third part, and then we're just going to act like segue flawlessly into it. But before we get into that, we've got some comments. The first comment from our oldest viewer, Nova Reverent. Bill mentioned he's watching Record of Ragnarok. I highly recommend checking out Fate/Zero. It's also about famous people throughout history fighting each other. Less tournament, but more Hunger Games style. The main character is King Arthur. It's only 24 episodes. Also, the Champion Island winner will involve Fate, but that won't be for a long while. Yeah, I don't know when we're going to get that death battle. Probably either the finale this year or likely next year. Or who knows, might be 3 years from now.
I think it might be next year at the least. Because mostly how much material there is for Kamen Rider specifically.
Yeah, I mean, for Christ's sake, given the next time, I don't think this one's going to be as difficult to eventually do. And yeah, regarding Record of Ragnarok, I recently just got up to the Buddha episode and his big announcement. I'm not going to say the announcement he said for people who want to check out themselves, but I will say Buddha became my favorite character.
Did Bernie like that one fight I told you I thought she would?
Hercules versus Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a big Jack the Ripper fan and she loved that episode.
Hooray, I knew it.
Yeah, nothing brings love together than witnessing a serial killer fighting a guard. Isn't it kind of sad one of the biggest highlights of London is a serial killer?
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe I will check out Fate. I mean, with that character, what was the character they announced they were going to have that rider fight?
Nero Claudius, I think?
Yeah, I don't know I'm not familiar with the historic character. But to be honest, with, Death Battle introducing me to a lot of cool characters and shows, like, hey, I'm down for checking this out. Isn't it originally a gacha game and then it eventually became like an OVA series?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, as hard as it is to say, mate, I was kind of just asking Sean that one. The day I ask something regarding an anime and you actually give me an answer, I'm going to do that surprise chickmunk face.
What? Don't you always ask me for Dragon Ball questions?
Hell no, he's too busy always bringing up a bridge stuff, which I'm trying to tell him not to do it because I'm trying to get you into Dragon Ball. So, Dragon Ball Bridge is also a YouTube classic, and you should definitely watch that after we eventually introduce you to Dragon Ball. It's coming eventually, Sean. You can't escape forever.
No.
I'm like symbiote Spider-Man from that animated series. Shawnee! I would make you watch it to the ends of the earth. Like, that's me, like Sean Shocker and I'm symbiote Spider-Man. But speaking of actually anime, from Lee Family, hope your family's doing well, Lee. Denji and Yuji made it into Death Battle before Luffy. Poor Luffy. Yeah, that's actually of all the One Piece characters to get in, it still surprises me. Luffy's gotten in 0 times. Goku's gotten in, like, what is it, 4 times? I mean, 5 if you include him fighting himself.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think the issue with Luffy is that no one can agree on, like, what his, like the perfect matchup for him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you bring up, like, Naruto, a whole bunch of people have issues with that. You bring up, like, some Mr. Fantastic. Everyone's like, no, he should fight either Mr. Terrific or Plastic Man. You bring up Plastic Man, and the same thing happens.
Yeah, or you bring up Natsu, people are like, why?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I'm like, why as well?
Yeah, like, here's my thing with Naruto versus Luffy. That has history, and it's so iconic that, ninjas versus pirates, and also that animes were kind of like the rivals back in the day, so I kind of support that more. Against Plastic Man, I wouldn't be against, but I'm thinking, like, I don't know, like, Like, he's eventually got here, but yeah, I feel like Luffy is definitely overdue. Like, I mean, we've had Naruto, we've had Ichigo twice. We had the...
You know what? I've said this before. I'll say it again, just for the lols. Watch this year's finale be Naruto versus Luffy.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Hell, we even had the freaking, like, grand uncle of anime characters getting us to premiere this year, so it's like I think Luffy's definitely overdue.
Yeah, like, he will get an episode eventually.
Yeah. And final comment with RKO regarding our lads debate ranking. As a person who researched one of the characters that wasn't mentioned here, doing these is fun but challenging. A random third topic that became a fantastic series that I look forward to every new one. Working on improving my thumbnails for these. Oh, thanks, RKO. Yeah, I think with lads debate, it's so funny of just like a stupid petty argument between what was the best bug type of Gen 2 ended up actually getting people want us to talk more about it. We just, like, Nora vs. Reinhardt was just kind of like, alright, we'll do this to test the waters if people like it, and people liked it, so we're like, okay, Nemesis versus Adam. Like, we just came up with all sorts of random bollocks, and either people like them or find them critical. We still occasionally do our silly matchups for lads debate, like Chainsaw Larry versus the Tank, and the Knights versus Samurai, that sort of thing. Like, you know, we still throw those, but we've also kind of liked shimmying in like some cool ones, like the latest one, Cole versus McCree. I swear, I'm not going to say his name wrong. Oh wait, I just did. Damn it!
Yeah, you were right the first time.
No. Oh god, no, Aaron Black, no! Just points a gun at my head.
Fatality. Phil's been cancelled.
Oh, I was proud of that edit. But yeah, with Cole versus Aaron, so like, yeah, we still do our occasional little stupid ones, but as well as, you know, we like to also shimmy in some generally good ones that we wouldn't mind seeing as a death battle. Hashtag Albert versus Armstrong when.
If that actually ends up becoming an official death battle episode, I will laugh my head off.
You know, I feel the theme is so good that it feels as though that is like the perfect Albert and Armstrong matchup. But yeah, thank you all for your comments. As always, if you want your comments shouted out in the videos, be sure to leave them down below. And why not join our Discord to get involved in events, as well as like post us suggestions or what you want to see on this channel in the future. But speaking on what we want to see on this channel, let's finally talk about Yuji versus Denji. And before we even get to talking about the episode as a whole, I'm just already going to spoil my opinion on this. This is the best death battle this year. Like,
it's a really good episode.
It's really a riven good episode.
I don't know about you, Bill.
For me, it's definitely second place.
I agree with second place at the moment because personal bias for Ichigo Yusuke.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know about.
Meanwhile, personal bias for Cell versus Metal Sonic.
Right. I don't know about you lads, by the way. I have never been more happy to have been wrong about an episode, like as far as who won.
Yeah, I guess spoiler alert. Yeah, Denji won, but honestly, given the character who lost,
Chainsaw Man gotta win.
I know, right? Like, oh my god, I was actually so happy about it. But look, before we talk about the outcome, though, let's actually talk about the episode. But yeah, but I will briefly agree with you, Sean. Like, yeah, like. Even though I lost, it's a shame I don't do reaction anymore. Like, I literally put my arms in the air when he got sliced in half. Went, yes, I was wrong. Like, there are times I am sad I don't do reaction to these anymore. I wonder who would be the one to give me a fatal blow in the thumbnail, because that was the thing I did in my original reactions. I always had to surround one of the random combatants and have me get mutilated in horrid ways.
Dude, imagine like
well,
the shot of... Go ahead.
One of them has chainsaws coming off of his body. Just saying.
To be honest, I would actually love it doing the domain expansion. Just my guy's eyes are just pure white, like, I've seen things.
So, Yuji, I think overall his segment was alright, honestly. Like, nothing too, like, absurd.
I will admit, we've always talked about how good the editing is and stuff like that. I will say this, that this is me being nitpicky. I will say, in terms of the editing quality, I do feel as though Yuji's is the weakest that we've had this year. Like, it wasn't too many, like, pop hours. I will admit, there's this little transition they did when it shows him training, And when one of the characters does like a roundhouse kick, it transitions into one of his battles, which I was like, that was a smooth transition. Like when it starts showing the other montages of all his fights. Like generally, editor, who's the editor of this episode?
Oh, there's a fun fact about this. Technically, we had two editors. We had DJ Tiki as one of them, and a new editor by the name of Jobber Goddard, who, from what I've understood from the server when we talked about this, was hired during Champions Island for his Ash Williams versus Frank West trailer submission.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Man,
that's the story I was told. I could be wrong, obviously.
Yo, we wonder need to do a third topic about the people who've worked on Death Battle, man, because I feel like that could be like a really fun, positive topic. Unless there's some controversy with certain people that I don't know about. Because I will admit, as much as I'm a big Death Battle fan, when it comes to people who work behind the scenes, the only one I can really name at the top of my head is like Torian, Ben, and Chad. So that could be a fun topic. But yeah, now I will.
We've got a bunch of stories about a whole bunch of like cast members come and gone.
Yeah. Now, in terms of like the editing, I don't think it's its strongest. But does that mean the analysis and storytelling was bad? No. And you know what? I'll even say this: I actually kind of grew a bit more attachment to Yuji. I mean, not a lot. Like I went from just, turning my back to him to slightly turning my head at him. He got the side eye treatment, so he's grown on me. And I will admit, I'm actually kind of glad they kind of debunked something we were thinking, because we were thinking Sukuna was going to be such a key role in this. They did bring up a good point, though, that Sukuna did separate from Yuji as the series went on, which I was like, I can understand now why people are saying it doesn't make sense to give him Sukuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean...
Well, yeah. I was about to say, like... I don't know, what if they had a bit, like, in the post-analysis, being like, but I know what some of you are asking, what if Sukuna was involved? And then they go into why it wouldn't matter, and, like, Denji would still win.
Yeah, there is some comments I did see regarding them spoiling the manga, which I kind of will agree with the viewers on this, given the fact that there's been previous Death Battles where they're very heavy on not wanting to spoil, like, big stories. Well, let's be real here, the biggest one's Invincible.
You mean the Invincible episodes?
Yeah, it does feel kind of weird that, despite the fact we've not had an anime adaptations of the manga, I mean, I've not read much of the manga. The closest I got to a Chainsaw Man was Markama's death, as well as Devouring, and not in the way people probably want. Yeah, that's as far as I got, because I was researching, like, Markama with the Gojo matchup. So, but I was kind of getting into it through the anime. That's the same with JuJutsu Kaisen, so I am a little gutted. I'm kind of spoiled how the story ends, especially learning that my goat, R.I.P. my goat, I won't say who it is in case people haven't watched the episode.
I feel like at this point, because Death Battle put it in a black box saying that, hey, we're going to be talking about this, just a heads up. At that point, it's your own fault.
Yeah, but then I'm just feeling like if we do eventually get either Invincible, like, I mean, like, okay, someone like, Rexplode, that's not too bad because, his story's pretty much done after Season 2 and pretty early on in the comic books. So, spoil the hell out of Rexplode. But I feel as though if you're going to give this treatment to Chainsaw Man and JuJutsu Kaisen, yeah, look, I'm totally not against them, revealing what happens to Invincible at the end of the Invincible comic books. Because, look,
I mean,
if you're
let's also not forget that last year alone, they spoiled the ending of My Hero Academia twice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, it's not like Invincible's a new series. Yes, the TV show is new, not the comic run. But yeah, but to be honest, I could also understand, like, because the manga's also like kind of recently come to an end, and because they're really popular series, I guess it's not too much of a big issue. Like, let's be real, as much as Invincible's popular, if you were to ask a lot of people, like, do you know Chainsaw Man or Invincible? More people will probably say Chainsaw Man. But yeah, so back to the rest of this. Though, like, generally speaking, I really liked how they didn't just, like, how they even explained, like, the story of, like, Yuji. He went from a typical classic. He wants, he's a shonen typical protagonist. So showing that, no, but after the whole Sukuna thing, it's like, yeah, he kind of got a bit angry, to say the least. Which is like, oof,
and
yeah.
Also in his background, you can just see Jennifer Lawrence themes and such, because this man is an ass man.
Hey, you know what? The man knows what the man needs. Yeah, just like generally, Yuji's analysis was pretty good. But I will say the best editing and definitely best storytelling definitely goes to Denji's. Like,
there's a joke I really want to, joke I want to highlight in Denji's analysis, where Boomstick asks, like, ever thought about, like, going with guys? Because every single woman you meet has tried to kill you.
Yeah, like, Jesus
and it's
Christ.
just, like, flashes of, like, all the different girls.
You know, Denji's, like, perhaps one of the most luckiest guys and unluckiest guys. Like, I mean, for one, he's probably gotten more babes that have looked at his attention than any other sad gooner in the world. At the same time, though, his gooners almost gotten him killed, so it's like, Like, you know, it's like, maybe you should goon for maybe more normal... That again, I guess in his position at the time, he couldn't really try and go for a normal woman because, let's be real, like, in his line of work, he would not be able to get down.
Does the concept of normal even exist in Chainsaw Man? Or did Pochita eat that too?
Nah, true. I mean...
Oh my god, he ate the normal devil.
What? Can you imagine the normal devil just looks like that Larry guy from Pokemon? Like, he just looks like the most normal looking guy.
True.
Like,
or just, like how he ate the concept of legs.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man gets weird as the series went on.
Not insane enough, though.
Yeah.
Compared to, like... I love the editing they did on him regenning from his heart. Like, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, like similar to like Yuji's like roundhouse kicking animation, like that edit was clean. Also, we got a cameo from Chainsaw Larry.
And of course, everyone's favorite RE character, Leon.
Doing his very necessary backflip to avoid those chainsaws. But yeah, like, okay, I will admit as well, I've not read the ending to Chainsaw Man in the manga, but I never showed this in the previous video because I kind of edited it out because it was just awkward silence. Yeah, Akira and Mate were kind of joking about like the ending, showing each other images. Oh yeah, sorry, it was Reese. Sorry. There was
sorry, Reese. You look like RKO now. You're twins.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I did get them mixed up in an Among Us game at one point, so
of course you did.
The tradition continues.
I said we should own that.
But yeah, like,
you know, if we ever have one of them on, should we introduce them as the other?
Oh, that would just
funny.
That'd just be mean, but funny at the same time. I do agree. But also like, where was I going with it? Yeah, like, Reese and Mate were exchanging images and stuff like that, so I didn't quite understand what they were talking about because they didn't want to spoil us. But yeah, again, how they kind of described how Chainsaw Man's story ended. Again, without context, it probably is poorly written, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Puccia like wanting to give Denji a normal life, so he ate the concept of, well, his erasure powers. I'm like, I don't know, that kind of sounds kind of cool. Like, a nice way to end the series. It's tragic, but kind of fitting, because now Denji can actually go and have a normal life in a way. I mean, as normal as you can have in Tokyo.
True.
Again, though, for all I know, like, when I actually eventually get to that end of the story, it's probably really terrible, because one of the things I did hear is that the ending was rushed. Like, as far as like, apparently the creator, again, this is what I've heard. Apparently the creator behind Chainsaw Man was just kind of losing the motivation, which, you know, that kind of sucks. Like, you know, I think he just came up with this really bizarre idea, like an anime character who's a motherfucking chainsaw. And then, I don't know, as he went on writing it, he just kind of lost the passion, which, you know, that happens to writers. Like, you know, you have this big idea, you're like, oh my god, I'm going to invest so much time into it, I'm going to have all these crazy things. And then when you're doing it for a long time, like when did Chainsaw Man first start? Like the manga, not the anime.
was it 2019? I can double check. It was either 2019 or 2018.
Well,
It was around the same time with JJK.
Yeah, like either one of those years, though, I think it's kind of understandable and people can kind of lose the motivation because how I kind of look at it, like just based on this ending we got, the guy could have either continued Chainsaw Man, but you know the passion was gone, and it probably would have turned out worse because he was just basically at the grindstone. It's like a 9 to 5, or he just ended it on. No, mate, you're gonna have a copyright. No. 2018, yeah. So it makes sense when someone loses a lot of motivation because that's like what? So that's like 8 years, like of working on this. So I don't blame the guy for thinking like, right, here's how I'm ending it. Like he's probably thought of like a more detailed way it could have ended. But honestly, with what they showed out, I generally thought, oh, that's actually a really tragic and sad ending. That again, if someone in the comments wants to describe to me like the full ending, like I'm not scared of spoilers anymore because like death battle.
You heard him, comment section.
I will admit that I did like the little Order 66 joke they did with Makima because she really did kind of go Order 66 on like her troops.
What a bitch.
The time has come. Execute Order 69. Don't you mean 66? I said what I said!
How do you think Palpatine ended up having Rey?
That's canon now, do you know what? No, she wasn't genetically made from his DNA.
You know what?
Actually, I have to kind of just
I've always wondered what, like, the other orders were, and I'm just imagining, like, Stormtrooper, execute Order 5. Yes, bring me my dino nuggies.
I kind of want to go on this little mini rant when it comes to like villains that reincarnate or try and create a body. Why is it always a woman? You know, M. Bison wanted to possess Cammy, Palpatine wanted to possess Rey, and so many anime villains that want to possess the main anime girl. Like, I'm just going to say, look, guys, it's 2026, man. Look, if you want to identify as a woman, go ahead. Like, you know, it's 2026 now. Like, you don't have to put yourself in a literal woman body.
That's what Seth did when he came back in Street Fighter. That was a woman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, man, like, just, you're free to be who you want to be. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I voted after that. I'm like, why is it so many creepy old... Like, also, if either one of those guys succeeded their plan, one of those guys would have generally, like, juggled their boobs. The reason every guy has thought that, alright? Just like every...
Be like that Family Guy scene when Peter and Lois switch bodies.
Yeah, and similar to it, any woman that turns into a guy at first time, they're definitely checking out their penis. Like, I'm just saying that. Like, every person, when they change gender, are immediately checking their genitals. And you can't disprove me. Because it's not happened yet, as far as I know.
No.
But yeah, back to this episode. Mini ran out of the way. Yeah, the thing that definitely surprised, because now this is definitely going to where if I knew some of this stuff, I definitely would have gone for Denji. The freaking Oregon fleet. Oregon, sorry, yeah. Like, what the hell?
The war devil loved America so much she made a weapon from a state of it, damn it.
The great...
Yeah, as soon as I heard that, in my reaction, I was starting to lean more towards Denji.
Not even just
People
that.
were like, why? I think Alara made this joke, but like, damn, so if she used Texas, would it be a gun?
Do you want that?
Probably.
Oh, goodness, thank goodness she didn't do Alabama. Jesus. But the other thing as well is like, yeah, the thing is, because I remember you mentioning Sean, like, Denji's faster, but I never really saw anything that made him faster, nowhere near light speed. And definitely something to debunk me. I remember saying in the previous, like, I don't think any Chainsaw Man character's light speed. Well, about that.
Here's the flag from the moon.
I'm just picturing the War Devil goes like, get ready to feel the wrath from, pause for effect, the moon! Oh, like, I generally was like, okay then, yeah, Denji's got this. He's faster, he's got a... In fact, the other thing as well, which again, I wasn't familiar with this, yeah, they could work together, Puccia and Denji, even when separated. I was like, okay, then, so Yuji's biggest ace in the hole is practically useless. So I'm like, okay, yeah, Denji's got this. So, hey, congrats to Zero.
Yeah, as soon as I heard that, I was like, well, there goes that argument.
Yeah.
Also, damn, Santa Claus, always getting his ass kicked in some sort of fiction, huh?
Except in DC, he's actually the only character he got close to was Black Adam, but except for Darkseid. Apparently, Darkseid's not Santa Claus level. But yeah, like honestly, the editing and the storytelling for these two, the storytelling for these characters was really well done. Like, I generally enjoyed it. Like, again, I do think Yuji's analysis wasn't the best edited, aside that one clean transition, but yeah, overall, I generally enjoyed it. Like, really good episode.
Can I read a comment from the video real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
For it.
Congratulations to the state of Oregon for being the most ridiculous deciding factor in a death battle. And you thought broccoli was the most ridiculous. Nope, the state of Oregon.
Someone from Oregon reacted.
I mean,
to
there was also ancient Egypt once.
Yeah, not as weird as Oregon. In fact, there's that one person who's reacted to Death Battle who points at the state like Leonardo DiCaprio, like, hey, that's where I'm from. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to say, or shall we move on to the fight? Because I definitely want to move on to the fight.
I think Denji
I'm waiting
has
to
the
move on
best.
to the fight at this point.
I think Denji has the best analysis so far this year, and that says something to me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so, okay, I wasn't aware this was going to be a 3D fight. My mindset going into this was either going to be a Mora episode or a Sprite episode.
Yeah, can we talk about, because we also had a new animator show up for this animation by the name of Electric.
Well, Electric, you did a shockingly good death battle.
Remind me that, because bro actually sent like a clip of some of Electric's work that some people on Reddit found. Remind me to send that to you, Bill, so that, because like it's really good.
Yeah, send it and I'll put some on screen just to showcase some of his work while we're talking about it.
Yeah, also,
Wait.
big surprise,
Hold on.
this was also Zach.
Is that the animator who? Is that the animator who did that Shadow versus Mewtwo
In 3D, yeah.
clip a while back?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that clip. Oh, I'm glad they actually ended up working on Death Battle.
Also, again,
Wait, does that mean Mewtwo versus Shadow rematch this year confirmed?
So Sean, go ahead.
Zach did a 3D fight? The sprite guy. What?
Hey, you know what? Animators have been branching out lately. Hell, Torian branched out so much he ended up in the Star Wars universe.
Dude, I remember hearing that on cast, and the chat lost their mind hearing that it was Zach.
Yeah, like, okay, first of all, how this fight starts. Death Battle have brought back an original way they started Death Battles. All put our hats down for the food being destroyed at the start of this fight. Because I'm not going to lie, looking at that burger, I've never seen a more delicious burger than since the last time I played the Resident Evil 2 remake. Because I was like, oh man, I want to eat that.
That looks like a Five Guys burger. It's so big.
Getting burgers to me at the moment.
Fair. Also, I think someone in our server put it, but did you guys see the newspaper part? What's on the newspaper?
Oh, let me rewind.
Oh yeah,
that,
we
actually.
talked about that in the server.
Hang on, Bill. Someone posted an image. Let me get it for you.
Yeah, because I'm assuming there's something funny on that newspaper. I never bothered to went back and get it.
There is.
I did see the Funky Kong guy. Respect to that man, you know, before he died. But yeah, before I'll quickly say my piece regarding the voices at first before we actually talk about the clash. Holy hell! Once again,
Hi, Caboose.
Holy hell! Like, I cannot believe just how spot on many of these English dub actors are really good. Like, the voices they got for these characters. I don't know how Death Battle always do it. They always seem to nail, like, the voices. Now, of course, yes, there is the Groove versus Megamind, but let's be real here. There was no way they were going to find someone that could ever match Steve Carell or Will Ferrell.
Yeah, so yeah, as Mate said, Yuji was played by Caboose. which blew my mind when I was looking into what the VAs do, as I normally do when it comes to previews.
Also, yeah, I did just see the newspaper, bruh.
Yeah, so
the Ben 10 fans finally got him.
God damn.
Also, what's cool about this newspaper shot is if you look on who they're quoting,
they were assisted by Bardock fans.
One of the things I like on this newspaper shot, if you look at who says the quote of "wasn't me and what" from Hirsch Arena, yeah, those were the character researchers for this episode.
Oh, I like little details like that.
Oh, neat.
Again, like, I love how Death Battle can now add these little Easter. I mean, they've added Easter eggs in the past, but realistically, when you think about original Death, yeah, but when you think about a lot of them, like during the early days, like Season 2, the only real major Easter egg that comes to mind is Sonic in Hulk vs. Doomsday.
I still don't know why that was in there.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes animators like to just have stupid fun. Like in fact, animators like in the original Star Wars films, if you look in the background during the General Grievous fight, you can actually see a battle droid and a clone trooper having a boxing match. I'm not even kidding. Look that up. Sometimes
I think elsewhere in the prequels, you can also see like an X-wing and a TIE fighter, and the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, like
on Coruscant.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like sometimes animators just have fun, and yeah, like actually, you guys wanted to say who was Denji's voice actor?
Denji's VA was Corey Holland.
Sounds familiar, Corey Holland. Has he been on Death Battle before?
Well,
or has he done anime work?
While he's looking that up, I'll just bring up an Easter egg that I love from Season 2 during Hawkeye's analysis when Boomstick asks, like, whoa, what's with these kids' luck? Did they... And he just lists off a whole bunch of, like, bad luck omens, and Wiz goes, no, that happened to Nick. And it just cuts to Nick while he's working on the episode. Like, wait, what?
Is that really an Easter egg? That kind of just feels more like a cameo.
Did you ever check out the game called Quarantine Zone?
Highway to the Quarantine Zone. No, but I did see Iron Mouse play it.
Yeah, he's in that game.
Oh, that's actually pretty sick. I need to eventually play that game myself because I feel as that would be an amazing video to let's play. Like, just see how badly I could screw up the world of like, you don't look infected. Bill, his arm is missing, he smells rotten. I don't think so. But yeah, so honestly, voice actors, you absolutely nailed the English dub of the character, I should say, because I've actually listened to what Denji sounds like in the Japanese version. I think I definitely prefer the English version. I don't know, I feel like, again, we kind of talked about this with like English dubs these days. I feel as though English dub actors are getting better as animes have progressed further. Like, animes have been looking prettier, and English voice actors just sounding better each time. Also...
Yeah, no, VA work is spectacular, as per usual with Death Battle.
Yeah. But yeah, so, right, let's just actually get to the nitty-gritty of this fight. Jesus Christ, I absolutely love both how this fight captures both the brutality of Chainsaw Man, as well as, like, the hard-hitting fight of, like, JuJutsu Kaisen. Like, the first thing I want to point out, the freaking, like, curse technique ball kick.
Oh, that was funny.
I freaking love that.
That was so good.
That was such a Denji move as well. It's like, yeah, like this anime, similar to Groove vs. Megamind, the animator clearly loves both these two characters, and was like, but I bet animators must feel great when they basically get to do what I like to call animated fan fiction. Like, hey, you get to animate your two favorite characters. Hey, just tell me who wins and let me cook. Like, that's generally how this fight goes. Like, even Denji freaking Soren, like, eroded a perfect circle just to hurl it at Yuji, man. Like,
Dude, also, shout out to Unbreakable Signs.
What
established in Oregon.
My God.
Also, just that exchange he does with Yuji when he hits him with his own arm.
I know. Oh my God, I freaking love that, man. Like, by the way, I have to ask you guys this. Did you guys get, like, Smash Bros, like, sound effects in your head when you saw that? Like, I don't know why. The first thing I thought about is when you hit a Smash Bros character.
You know what I might do now?
Like, when they hit a Smash Bros character, do that ping, then boom, game.
I could hear that.
Yeah. Also, Yuji's little like wait for it when he did like the separation technique. Like, I love that. And again, these models also look like they were made from the ground up because, oh my god, they nailed the freaking Chainsaw Man like design when they separated. Because I don't know what it is, but there's just something about how it looks in the 3D / it kind of looks like a mixture of 3D and 2D when it arrives. Like, it just looks so metal as hell.
Can we also just talk about like how when Yuji goes to fight Fushida, he just stands there and then it's just like, pop, he's gone now. You don't see anything else, he's just gone.
I love that, like, the pop. It's so good. Oh my god, I also kind of like this little brief moment where it looks like Denji is about to be hit by the chains Fushida, but then like, you know, he clearly dodges him, like, oh no, it's alright, I wasn't gonna hit you.
Also, I think pretty much as soon as Yuji says domain expansion, everything beyond that point, so good.
I know,
Yeah,
like, I
you know what
literally
it
just got
reminds
to that
me
bit.
of? It reminds me so much of Guts Dimitri's fight.
Do you know what? I can actually kind of see it.
Because of the
looking at
snowy
it.
area, yeah.
Oh, well, that and also just how bloody this is, because when this episode was coming out, I was hoping it would be like Guts Dimitri, as far as like the bloody aspect is concerned.
Yeah, I even kind of like, as the fight progresses, you can see the characters have like visible damage on them. I mean, mostly with Yuji, because obviously with Chainsaw Man, he can regenerate and stuff like that. And again, I love the freaking domain expansion again, and then you see Yuji like confused, then ball kick again.
Bro, that shot goes hard though, like when he says domain expansion.
I mean, there was
Yeah, that looks really good.
there's so many
And
shots.
you
in
know
the
what other
domain
shots go
expansion.
really hard?
Yeah?
When Denji's like slicing into Yuji with the chainsaw, Yuji grabs the chainsaw and you see the blades like break against his skin
I know
as
that,
he goes, punk ass bitch, and then
Yeah.
starts like black flashing him. Like, honestly, Yuji, you got some badass points before you died.
Not only just
Yeah,
that,
like,
like the shot when he says punk ass bitch, like one of the most iconic things which they even referenced in Battles of Gentleman, the black flash, is the little like almost like chalk drawings when it shows the punch with the silhouettes. Yeah, like the punch that Yuji does just before he hits Denji looks so freaking good. Like, if you were to slow down just that punch, like, that is wallpaper material.
speaking of like wallpaper and intimidating material, like the way Denji man is walking through Shrine. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so good.
That's what I'm saying, man. Again, this is meant to be like the biggest like gooner in anime, and yet he has perhaps one of the most hard-hitting like walks ever, man. And in fact, the thing I'll also praise this fight as well, it didn't seem obvious who was like winning in the last portion of this fight. Like, there were moments where it looks like, oh well, Denji's gaining an advantage, so he's gonna win. Oh wait a minute, like when they brought up the chainsaws like going into his flesh, and Yuji just like grabs it and they start breaking. Like, again, I was like, oh, Yuji's getting the upper hand. Like I was generally thinking, like, right, I was going into this Yuji, but then I was thinking Denji. Now, as this fight's going on, I don't actually know who's going to win this. It only came down to when they did that final clash with each other.
Yeah, I said as much about that at the end of my reaction.
Yeah, it was a really good back and forth.
Yeah, like, even with the previous death battles that we've had this year, it looks pretty obvious, even if you already know who's going to win, where the fight was going. Like, Metal Sonic versus Cell, like, it was so blatantly obvious when Cell was doing that big speech, you know, Metal Sonic was going to turn it around and vaporize him. Even Ichigo versus Yusuke is like, okay, like, we know, like, it's a stomp, but and then making it kind of obvious with, like, him just frequently punching his sword, like, the build-ups were kind of obvious. Like, even Gru versus Megamind, like, with the giant beam failing, like, we just knew, like, okay, Gru's gonna win.
Yeah, as soon as that doesn't work, Megamind's just done.
Yeah, with this fight, I didn't have that.
Still funny, though.
Still funny, yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. There was so many moments I was like, right, this is gonna end with, like, who is actually gaining the advantage here? Like, both of them have managed to damage each other to a point where it's gonna literally come down to this final clash, and then, yep, Yuji's cut in half. I was like, again, raising my
Now
arms
he's
going,
half the man he once was. Cut down in his prime.
I should have saw that joke coming. But yeah, I also kind of like the little
It's a chain of puns.
I kind of like the little bit of sweetness though to when Yuji was dying. Like because again he thinks like Puchiya is like a curse. So the fact he's like a curse and a person, brothers. Because given the fact that was kind of what it seemed like Sukuna and him were gonna be, where he could turn a curse good, but well, spoilers, JuJutsu Kaisen fans, he does not.
Yeah.
Just the peace sign Denji gives is a nice touch, saying like, "Good fight, man."
I like how in character it is though. He's immediately doing like the good fight, and then he's like, "Okay, let's go." Like that's such a Denji sort of...
I'm hungry, Vegeta.
Like that is so in character of him because he's not that typical like well fought warrior. Well fought. Like he's just like, "Okay then, that was another Tuesday. I am bloody starving." If I was British, apparently.
Really good death though overall.
Oh yeah, like, whew, savage. Like, I wouldn't say it's my favourite death this year. That still goes to Megamind being turned into a skeleton for the comedic affair. But overall, it was brutal. And do you know what? Because the clash was so back and forth so much, like, that I was entertained the fact like I didn't know who won that final clash.
Yeah, I can see that. Another thing I really like about this fight is the music. Like, I do like this.
Yep, literally, even before like it got into the domain expansion, the more I was listening to that music, I was like, "Yep, I've already found my next playlist. I'm going to be having when I'm working."
Bro, the cover art for Infernal Combustion is also just really sick.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Just overall, this episode is an 11 out of 10 for me. I freaking loved it. Like, this is my favorite death battle this year. Obviously, we still got a bit of this year left. I mean, we're actually nearly approaching our 7th month now. Jesus Christ. But yeah, really good episode. Really enjoyed the fight. In terms of the analysis, yeah, I don't really have any issues with it. I think the reason I was kind of going into this with like Yuji was going to win was because at the point I saw of JuJutsu Kaisen from the anime, it seemed as though he was pretty overpowered. And then obviously when they revealed a little more Chainsaw Man, and it's like, whew, yeah, like, originally I thought this was a stomp in Yuji's favour. Now I'm kind of like the opposite. I'm like, yeah, Denji, no diffs. There is this one complaint that I do kind of want to defend. Because people say, like, hold on a minute, like, Goju was able to beat Makima, who is much stronger, then how did Denji lose? I'm like, because Denji beat Makima. It's that typical power scan argument.
Well,
people...
Bill, Denji won.
No, sorry, no, like, you know what I'm saying, like, Gojo should have, like, Goju won against Makima. So people were thinking, like, Yuji could win against Denji because he beat Makima, and it's like, yeah, it's a bit confusing there, but I'm like, people, Denji's stronger than Makima. Like, that was established in the manga as well. The reason Makima
also
couldn't die
Limitless and Unlimited Void go burr.
It's not even just that. Makima, the only reason she was so tough to kill was because of that freaking like contract. And the only reason Denji was able to kill her, because technically he found a loophole in it where he didn't kill her out of, like, hatred or intent to kill her. So, he basically won through a loophole, and not only that, after this death battle, I'm probably thinking Denji could beat Gojo. Like, maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but from everything I saw here, the only thing that I could see actually being a real major factor is the domain expansion. But given, Denji's speed, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think the thing that you and I pointed out that, like, Death Battle even agreed with was that Denji was faster, but Yuji was the better fighter.
Yeah, I do agree Yuji is the more skilled fighter.
Also, cut ability? Really?
That is almost as bad as the Sci-3 thing, but at the same time, given the two characters...
No, Sci-3 was funny.
Agree to disagree. But generally speaking, I thought the analysis actually did make sense. It didn't feel as though things were lowballed and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure there's going to be loads of people that have already put like 30 debunk videos online.
Probably.
But honestly...
But I don't get to look.
Yeah, like, again, Oregon State being such a key factor in this fight. Again, I love that freaking calculation. I mean, it makes sense as well. Like, if someone has the power to do that with an entire state and Denji can match that, nah, I'm sorry, man. Anything Yuji could do at its maximum potential is... Yeah, like, no. Like,
he didn't just match that, he overpowered that.
Like,
no, really, that's literally what they said in the episode.
Yeah, I know. Like, it does. I just still going over the calculation for that. I love it. But yeah, like generally speaking, like obviously, maybe if I end up reading the manga myself, or maybe when the anime finally adapts it, so like maybe I'll be like, actually, now that I've actually seen it for myself, like I'm fully like holding up my hand, thinking like, yeah, I could be completely like blind, and it's like, oh wait, actually no, there is a bit more context that they left out. But no, like I generally like agree with the analysis, and I didn't feel as though it was half-baked. Overall, like, honestly, really good episode. A fantastic episode, even.
Yeah. I think normally, at least for me, there are times where, like, if I get an episode wrong, it kind of damages it. No, the fact that I was wrong about this episode, it's still a fantastic episode, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, I got the outcome right in my reaction. I'll just take that.
No, that doesn't count because in the discussion, no takebacks.
Also, can we just imagine someone makes a joke like in between like city level and like country level, it's Oregon level now?
Jesus Christ!
Show me the memes, server. Show me the memes about Oregon level. Do it.
But what would they mean?
Homelander is below Oregon level.
Oh, Jesus Christ, like, imagine. Yeah, mate, do you have any final says on this episode?
Cover just about everything with it.
Yeah, alright then, so, yep, a fantastic episode. I guess we'll now move on to the next time.